Rockabilly just presenting you. Sweet mother, I no go forget you. For the suffer where you suffer for me. Sweet mother, I no go forget you. For the suffer where you suffer for me. When I dey cry, my mother go carry me. She go say, my pikin, wetin you dey cry, yo yo. Stop, 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 stop. Make you no cry again, oh. When I was sleep, my mother go bed me. She go lie me well, well for bed. She cover me cloth, say make you sleep, 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 my pikin, oh. When I dey hungry, my mother go run up and down. She dey find me something when I go chop. Sweet mother, sweet mother, oh, so mama, sweet mother. When I dey sick, my mother go cry, cry, cry. She go say instead when I go die, make she die. Oh. She go beg God, God help me, God help me, my pikin. Oh. Oh, my mother. If I no sleep, my mother no go sleep. If I no chop, my mother no go chop. She no dey tire, sweet mother. I no go forget the suffer where you suffer for me, yeah, yeah. Sweet mother, yeah, sweet mother, oh, yeah. Oh, sweet mother, I will never forget you. For the suffer you suffer for me. If I should forget you, therefore I forget my life. The air I breathe. Yeah, so. And there are you men on earth, dare not forget your mother. For if you forget your mother, you lost your life. Sweet mother, I no go forget you. For the suffer where you suffer for me. Sweet mother, I no go forget you. For the suffer where you suffer for me. Yeah. When I dey cry, my mother go carry me. She go say, my pikin, wetin you dey cry, yeah, yeah. Stop, 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 stop. Make you no cry again, oh. Oh, my mother, oh, sorry. When I was sleep, my mother go bed me. She go lie me well, well for bed, oh. She cover me cloth, say make you sleep, 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 my pikin, oh. When I dey hungry, my mother go run up and down. She dey find me something when I go chop, oh. Sweet mother, hey, sweet mother, oh, hey. When I dey sick, my mother go cry, cry, cry. She go say instead when I go die, make she die, oh. She go beg God, God help me, God help me, my baby, oh.
Hey Eric, how you doing, boss man? Welcome. How are you? By the way, to start off, let me say Happy Mother's Day to you, Eric.
That's a good one, man. I thought you were playing though. You're keeping it for me. You know what? I would take that. I would take that any day. I think I deserve it. How's it going?
I
How's it
told
going?
I told I told you I had something for you, but I was gonna save it until we got on the show, and here we are. But it's going pretty good, man. It's Mother's Day, and definitely I gotta say Happy Mother's Day to your wife and every other mothers in your family. Happy
Sounds
Mother's
good, man.
Day to you know every mother's out there. We can't you can't beat this, man. When we talk about mothers, it's almost it's just you can't compare, neither can you imagine. Everything else is just unbelievable what they go through to get some of us to where we are, and we just got to appreciate them for what they have done for us and what they continue to do for us and those that are coming after us. So I mean, today is a special day, so we must acknowledge, appreciate, and continue to respect them for what they have contributed to our lives. So welcome, Eric. Let's hear from you. It's today's Mother's Day, man. What do you think? What do you make of this day?
I think well said, Julius. It's a very important day. I know it comes every year for sure, and every time it comes around, it has a huge magnitude of effects on most of us. Because coming from where we came from, the mothers play a very important role in who we are. So they nurture to the best of their ability. So even so without them, some of us that do have our mother very close to us. Their teaching, their mentorship, all those instructions that they give us. We don't have to around them, but we continue living on those instructions that they gave us. So it's very important that we give credence to mothers. I will return a favor, and say happy Mother's Day to your wife and sisters and everybody in your life. So, and to all the mothers around the world, especially to my wife as well too. So it's a great day to be here. So we want to dedicate the show to the mothers around.
Right. And like Eric rightfully said, today's tech talks is simply dedicated to our mothers and those who have played the role. Mothers are not technically biologically your biological parent. Sometimes you have people who play the role of a mother. Eugenia said we switched the time. Yeah, because Eugenia, today is a special day. Well, unfortunately, we have not structured ourselves in a way where we would notify the public on when we're coming on. But we apologize. It was a little bit of confusion. But here, yes, we kind of switched because today is Mother's Day. We thought to prioritize you mothers, okay? And I see one of you on here, Eugenia. I'm gonna the fact that you comment on here. I'm gonna kind of highlight you as a mother and everything that you have done in the lives of not just your biological kids, but other kids because you have been heavily involved in so many humanitarian work, heavily involved in other political, growth and transformation in Liberia. And people only see this from the political dynamics, but they don't see that extra feeling that comes with it because I believe all of your thoughts come from you just being a mother and wanting to see a better society for all the kids that are coming up that are dealing with a lot of other things. So because of that, you sacrifice your time and you commit to so many things. I want to use this opportunity to say to you, Happy Mother's Day to you, Eugenia, and every other mother in your family. We want to extend our sincere appreciation. Thank you for all you do. May God bless you and your family and continue to do what you do. So today's Mother's Day, we will not be well, we will do a little bit of tech talk, and but we'll give you the opportunity to call in, guys, and just share maybe some kind of experience that you've had with your mother or how you appreciate your mother. We will give you the number. Call in and share that moment. We're here for an hour because we have another show coming on. So we're not going no longer than an hour here. But today's podcast is wholly and solely about mothers, and we're appreciating all of our mothers, and we'll also include the importance of women in technology. So, Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, I mean, well said. So today I want to give you the opportunity to call in. As we said, this show is dedicated to mothers, and call in. Give us your mother the story, how impactful your mother has been into your life, and then for ladies who are also in tech, call in, give us little background on how they feel or how they evolve, what makes you to be in the tech world. So backstory why a woman so in
Yeah, I think Eric is kind of glitching a little bit from his end. Again, Eric, I should explain that. Okay, yeah, Eric, kind you're breaking in and out. I think. Let me just make sure it's not from my end here. Yeah, you were kind of glitching. You're kind of glitching. Yeah, but anyway, folks. So we was as we stated earlier. Welcome, Sita, Mama. I don't even know how to start off with you, so I'm gonna leave you for the last. I just, um, you're a great person. I'm not gonna start talking about the level of commitment, sacrifices, and everything that you have made, but you know definitely how much you are appreciated. Um, the mother you are can never be beat, and you have shown to really care about other people. And I just want to use this time to say, whatever you're doing, um, take some time off and just look in the mirror and see the mother you are, and join all of us to say thank you for what you have done and continue to do. I saw you posted, the picture of the prom queen, I will call her, enjoying herself, and those are some of the things that you all would do just to satisfy the soul of others, and you don't look to be appreciated. You do it because it's just part of you as mothers. You continuously have those sleepless nights after you have carried us for nine or more months. Sleepless night. The level of misery that you go through, then you have to deal with us for 18 years. Some of us even more than that. Some of us, we turn 45, 50, and we are still depending on your mothers to kind of shield us, protect us, guard us through everything. And you don't shy away from the responsibilities. So we must be grateful to you guys. Um, no, Eric is not in Liberia. Better Bang back. Welcome to the show. Better Bang back. Say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Definitely happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Um, thank you, sis. Happy Eugenia. See touch your Mother's Day, and yeah, definitely. Eric was in Liberia for a little bit. Now he's in the States. So now that Eric is back with us again, guys, like we said initially, we are just appreciating all of your mothers, and for you guys out there, use this as an opportunity to openly appreciate, these women, the mothers, for their sacrifices. So the phone lines are going to be open from the start of the show. Again, we are here for an hour, um, and we will just give you all the opportunity to call in and share with us some of your experience, or what would say experiences with your mothers, how you appreciate your mothers, and send a Mother Day shout out to the mothers out there. Make them to understand that we appreciate them, whether or not you are a mother right now. I think it is only fair that you do similar thing, because when you appreciate other people will appreciate you. If you're ungrateful, just remember the word. I mean, the word rotates according to science, right? Eric, I mean, you probably can help me in this direction. It is stated that the Earth rotates. Is that correct?
That's what it said, man. We haven't
That's
seen
what it
it,
says.
but we gotta believe that.
We have to believe it, right? So scientists claim that the Earth rotates. So whatever goes around comes around. Whatever goes up comes down. So if you are, gracious to other people, you're appreciative to other people for their work, others will appreciate you. And that's why we are doing this. And just we're not doing it for you to appreciate on Father's Day though. But we know it will be appreciated anyway. So, but Eric, anyway, chime in on here while we wait for people to call in. The phone lines are open, by the way. If you want to just call in and say something positive about a mother in your life, actually, let me open up the phone line. I thought it was open, but it's not. All right, nine is open. So yeah, guys, go ahead, call in, and let's hear from you while we get into our tech talks for the day. Eric, if you have anything to say, Mother's Day related, we can start with that while we discuss other tech related issues until folks start to call in. It's
For
up to
sure,
you.
for sure. So I think you said from the beginning, talk about Mother's Day, and you don't actually have to have a kid, to be a mother. You don't even have to give birth to a particular person to be a mother. Being a mother is just extraordinarily something that is inborn tendencies. People just, are just nice, and they know exactly what to do as a mother. So you don't have to have children. You don't have to, be the one who give birth to those children. And but it's a, it comes naturally, being a mother.
Right. Um, and in that, like I said, that is something we cannot ignore, and we must continue to appreciate them. Now that brings us to our tech talk portion of the conversation today. I mean, it is often heard that when people talk about IT, um, Eric, very often people first and foremost think about men in that word, the tech word. Why is it that most women, if you have an idea, let's talk about why is it that most women are not gearing towards the IT word? Instead, it appears as though there are category of jobs for certain sex or gender. When you speak of nursing, I make fun of my very good friend Benjamin Jonah, right? When Benjamin Jonah say he's a nurse, I refer to him as a nurse. All right, I make fun of it because in my mind I'm thinking, all right, nursing is for women, and but there are a lot of men in nursing. Though, why is it that most women are not in the tech field, and what can we do to encourage more women to be a part of the tech field based on your experience?
Well, and I think it's a global issue. To be honest with you, it's not something that is just limited to maybe Liberia or Africa. This is just a global issue. But what I would think is that it's just a matter of maybe a preconceived mind to say, I think this is too hard, or there's a lot of math involved, or it's too difficult. It's going to take much of my time, or so. For sure, I'm not going to understand what people are saying. It's over my head, and I think that's a preconceived mind, and it looks like gradually though people are trying to, females, ladies, women are trying to kind of, give it a try, give it a test, and see how it looks like. So people are coming on board, but I think that would be the only thing that I would think about. It's not that they can't do it, it's not that they don't have the ability to do that. They can do that for sure. But I think it's just something to a preconceived mind. They need people to actually push them in terms of give them a direction. You say, hey, give it a try. It's not exactly what you think it is. So I think that'll be a direction that we can go.
And I mean, if this is a global issue, Eric, you spoke to it. Well, Liberia not even being close, I think. Mario. By the way, now that you're on here, let me use this opportunity to extend our Mother's Day greetings to you.
I'm not
Thank
hearing
you.
Luca. Hold on.
You're not hearing me? Okay. Did you get a call? You might have gotten a call, so you're probably gonna have to leave
I'm
and
not
come
gonna
back.
go there.
Yeah, you might have to leave and come back. That's why. Like, cut it out, cut it out, and come back. You probably got a call. That's why. Like, you just got to cut it out, and come back. Cut it out and come back. Yeah, cut it out, and come back. Yeah. Um, you see, that's the importance of tech, right? We when we try to use verbal communication, when that verbal aspect is not working, then we utilize sound language. You see that I kind of I just communicated with him via sound language. He understood what I meant. Hey, cut it out, come back, and he got it. That's a good thing about hey, when you look at it. I know. There you go. Eric is back. Um, Eric, can you hear me? Eric, can you hear me? Eric, can you hear me? Eric, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, Lufa.
You still can hear me?
Can you hear Lufa? Oh, Maria?
Can anybody else hear me? Hold on, let me check my monitor here. Yeah, I can hear my yeah.
I can hear
You-
you.
Yeah, you can't hear me, but it might be so you got to go back and go set it up in your device. It's from your end. I'm good, but you not. You
Yeah,
can't hear me.
that's right.
So you got to go back and come. Cut it out. Yeah. So yeah, Madi, you can hear me and you can hear Eric, but Eric cannot hear me, but I can hear him. So I think the issue is from Eric's side. So yeah, I think he just got to go back and probably just restart. He might have gotten a call, so it actually took over the audio portion of it. And yeah, that's what the problem is. Yeah. So, but why Eric is coming on, I'm just gonna speak to a couple of things here. For those of us who have been in the tech world for a little bit of time, let me see if Eric can hear me. Eric, can you hear me now? Eric, can you hear me? Like, can you hear me now? Any good?
I can't hear you.
Can't hear me,
this
but
is this is interesting.
it's but you could hear me fresh, right?
Okay.
Are you on your phone, Eric? You on your phone, right? Are you on your phone? You on your phone? You on your phone?
On the phone?
Yeah. Restart.
No,
Reboot your.
I'm on my phone. No, I'm not on my phone. No.
So you on your computer? Then restart. You on your computer? Restart.
Okay.
Yeah, restart. Go off. Yeah, restart. All right. So guys, yeah. Um, why Eric is coming on? We apologize again. Again, this is why we are in the tech world. This is this is what it is like. Um, these are some of the things. People normally would generalize IT. When you talk about IT, I've heard people who would just generalize, and I'm just gonna again, like we said, we don't have a general topic or a specific topic that we'll be addressing. We will generalize the conversation because very often we hear people say once they talk about IT, everybody just generalize what you're doing. There are varieties of Eric. Can you hear me? So check your audio settings. Check your audio. You still can hear me. Check your audio. All right. So there are a variety of things that people can do in IT. Um, and I want to share this with a lot of our our female counterparts. A lot of you who sometimes you admire what people do in IT, but you're afraid. You're like, I don't want to get into that. It seemed like You have to be too technical. That's not true about IT. There are people who work in IT. Okay, Breakable Power. Yeah, I'll call him. If I have to call him, then I have to get off the show. That's it. But Eric got this. He got it. Trust me. Eric is good. He'll get it. Trust me. I don't have to call him. Eric is good. But there are people who work in the IT environment who are simply there to do project management. Simply there to do project management. There are certain things that we do. There you have the technical group. Some who just don't want to have to sit and deal with paperwork, want to get the job done. They want to get the system up working, get the users to feel happy, turn their back and go. They don't want to deal with anything else. Those are the people. Those people are inactive. Those are the ones we call the techies. Just want to solve the problem in the back end. When you come in the morning, you're dealing with your emails, you're dealing with your internet access. You come in, you try to access your computer, you try to go to Google, it's not working. When you try to go to Google, it said this site is currently not available. Check your network and stuff like that. Then you call a specific group of people. There are people who are simply there. Those are the networkers. They're looking into the network issue and say, okay, are we active based on the network? Let me bring Eric back here. He might have actually resolved this. Eric, can you hear me now?
Yes, I'm here.
Perfect. I told you guys I didn't have to worry about Eric. I will worry about anybody else but Eric. Um, yeah. So we're good. Eric, I was just talking about the general or the generalization of IT, and hopefully now that you're back, we can get into this issue of we talked about it because we're pretty much just running out of time here. We didn't plan to be here for an hour,
That's right.
so because we have another program coming on. But again, folks, the phone lines are open. Call in and appreciate our mothers. Contribute to the Mother's Day conversation, because this is the only reason why we are here, to appreciate our mothers. Because Tech Talk, we focus on technology related issues. We discuss variety of topics, but for today, we thought to focus on the Mother's Day message. While we're doing that, we will incorporate a little bit of tech discussion. Eric, let's talk about techs in Liberia. Do you think, let's start the conversation this way. Do you really think Liberia is ready to accept technology to be incorporated in the idea of governance based on what you know thus far?
Well, based on what I know, Julius, I will say if the infrastructure is not there, which is quite understandable, but I think the people, the government, the country, people that are the stakeholders of the state, I don't think they are ready yet, because there is nothing absolutely in their way to stop them from implementing uh, whatever technology has to offer. So, from the way I look at things, I'm not saying there's no computer in Liberia. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm saying there's no Facebook, there's no smartphone, there's no cell phone over there. That's not what we're saying here. When we say technology, it implies something totally different. But I think the country is ready in terms of you know it will help us expand beyond on our capacity. But as people, as government, I don't think they are ready mentally yet to implement that. Otherwise, there's nothing in their way, to stop them from at least trying to get started.
But what possibly could be hindering the possibility of implementing technology into governance? Because from my perspective, just looking at it, Eric, like you rightfully said, if we can put in place the infrastructure, I think technology will help Liberia boom faster than you can imagine. All right, because I mean, Liberia is not much of a Liberia is not a big country. We really what 5 million in population. We have what is that what 15 counties? Is that what it is? 13 or
Yep.
15 counties,
Well,
right?
about there every day,
Right.
some popping out every day. So
Right there you go. So if we are to just look at it geographically, I think we can actually implement technology in a way that our governing structure will benefit. We will be able to fight the issue of corruption, which is one of the biggest concern that I have always had to say. Why is it that we are not implementing some of the busiest idea of technology to make sure that we can fight corruption in Liberia, so that that way Liberians at large can benefit from what we expect from, just the governing body. An example of such thing would be, and I will start with the busiest of all, Eric,
Yep.
the issue of communication. You will be surprised, and I hope you're not, to know that government officials are still using Gmail
Yeah.
to communicate, and they're communicating official or government related information. These are the kind of things. And now, how is it that we can fight corruption when these kind of things are still being carried on, when we cannot even subscribe to a domain of our own to protect our communication back and forth, so that people have access to these things from a national level? We can't do that.
Yeah.
Is there, could that possibly be the reason why the addition of technology to our governing structure is being ignored, because people want to continue to be corrupt? Could that possibly be part of the reason?
That could be. But I think the primary thing, Julia, that I can look at, that I can subscribe to, will be maybe, I want to lack of knowledge, but maybe lack of awareness. One aspect of it, because it becomes the norm. If, yes, for example, since the president, Wakai was born, probably he had not experienced the kind of technology that we are talking about. So there is no way on earth that he's going to imagine himself subscribing to that kind of technology to bring it to the country. You know what I mean? So so we have to find a way to kind of re-educate, or kind of open an awareness for the country to see, hey, this is how the tech world can improve, or this is how the technology can help the country, flourish. So is it because I don't expect that to happen unless we actually understand the benefit of what we can get from technology. That is the key issue in my view. Secondly, it might be that, okay, we know what it can do as government officials or as government, but if we bring technology, we will be exposed. All those things that we try to probably, our chopping spot or other thing, so to speak, will close, because technology will have the power to give some form of accountability. Last week in the show, that's what I said. I talked about it, and accountability. Last week in the show, that's what I said. I talked about it. So sorry about that, this disruption.
That's all right.
So yeah, so there is no way we can fight corruption. There is no way we can build a nation without the implementation of technology. It's just not possible. For example, the government that in what our government said, there is no business as usual. That's a very important statement that he put out there. But what he didn't say was, how is he going to implement, that structure that will start business as usual, to go on. The only way to do that is to implement technology. That's the only way to do that, because that's the only thing that brings transparency, accountability, into how the government is ran.
But here's one thing though. Can let's look at it from another perspective. The- What do you think, if we were to consider just diving into the idea of incorporating technology into our society, like it is done globally, like it is done in China and other places? Let us just consider the positive. Do you think this in itself, providing the infrastructure, can also help economically with job creation? Because I'm looking at it from this perspective. If we were to provide the infrastructure, all right, electricity, and make sure that we had, again, running water and all of these things, the electricity is available maybe 24/7. where businesses could come to Liberia. Do you think uh, Delta the master of Visa card would be willing to take to Liberia their call center as compared to taking it to India, where they have to pay they have to pay a certain amount, and the Indians may not be as fluent in the Queen's language like in Liberia, where we are fluent with the Queen's language. We speak English. That is our primary language. But they could come out there, Visa, MasterCard could come out there for a little more or less. They can impact the society. Do you think, for your view, that that could actually help boost up our economy from a
Of, of,
positive standpoint?
of course, there's no doubt about that. The lack of technology means you are closing yourself off economically. There's no way. For example, you know, look at there are a lot of smart kids in Liberia, a lot of smart students who are doing music, who are doing like fashion designing, graphic designing, and they cannot even spend 2 minutes online to watch YouTube video because they will be out of data. So the lack of knowledge, will hurt those kids or those Liberian people who they're not online. That means they cannot research anything, to improve their knowledge. So that's a complete limitation. That's a whole limitation. So if the more you open up yourself by 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 bringing technology, you open up a room for a lot of businesses to come in to do investment. People to even you know take the call center, as you said, to Liberia or take the businesses over there. Because, for example, if I take my business to Liberia, I want to be here probably and monitor that business and see how things are going to communicate with my workers, my people over there. But if I can't do it, it's a limitation. So there is no way that we can succeed without technology. So that's the bottom line.
Mr. Gaga, welcome to our version of Mother's Day weekend celebration. We are celebrating our mothers today, so this segment of Tech Talk is simply being held in appreciation of our mothers, and we are discussing women in technology and how technology can impact Liberia. Um, just looking at it from a global perspective and as far as implementation in Liberia. So welcome to the conversation. Let's hear from you. What is your input? And we also have the phone lines open. Those who want to call in and appreciate mothers or mother figures in their lives, please feel free call in. The number is 919-324-6828. Initially, I posted the wrong number, but I just realized that again the number is 919-324-6828. Mr. Gaga, let's hear from you. You worked in the engineering section, electricity. You work with, I think you did electrical engineering. So we can hopefully learn a lot from you when it comes to that aspect of things. Let's hear from you, sir.
Yeah, guys. Julius, how you doing? Eric, how you doing? I am not still feeling too good. I drank the wrong coffee, brother. My pressure went so up back. It went to 200. It was coming down now anyway, but I still not feeling too good. Anyway, happy Mother's Day to all our mamas around the world. Uh, I just want to wish them well. Uh, they are good people. I think we need to celebrate them more than what we're doing because they are people that carry so much for us. Without a woman, I don't think the world would be a better place to live. So they are good people and they need to be celebrated. Uh, yes, we mean technology. Let me just take a 5 minutes with you guys, and I can drop out with them. I will watch from the stand.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm feeling so well. Yeah, but it's coming down though. I taking the medication. I don't know what kind of coffee is that. They were uppertasting it, say it was good for cholesterol, blah blah blah. When I got the coffee, I started taking it. Oh, it escalated. Yeah, it elevated my
Wow.
pressure. Yeah. I'm getting better.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
that's good. That's good.
Thank God to hear it.
Yeah. So, women in technology is good. I see a lot of young folks, young girls, young ladies going to technologies, different areas of technologies. You know, when we talk about technologies, it's a broad, you know, area.
Yep.
Because chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, computer engineering, you can name it, control engineering. So technology is a broad. In fact, civil. Can we put civil in it? Yes, civil also in tech. It's a branch of engineering. So a lot of women go in there because like before, years back, it was just difficult for a woman to go to engineering because the bottom line was women not supposed to do engineering for men because most of the women before they used to be afraid of mathematics. They don't want to do all of the hard maths and brain crafting. But I can always say, but why women used to go to medical and then they can go to engineering because medical got a lot of readings and blah blah blah. Engineering, yes, you read the concept and you follow the applications and blah blah, but it's the same. I mean, if they can go to the medical field, or they can be lawyers and read a lot of books and blah blah blah, write journals, read journals. I mean, it's the same thing.
That's
It,
right.
it,
That's right.
it may be the side of calculations and
Yeah.
the mathematics, and maybe that's a different. But we can see a lot of young women going to tech, different engineering level. I mean, different engineering field. So we moving forward. I have a lot of I know a lot of ladies, young ladies, uh, in telecommunication. I know a lot of young ladies that in civil engineering. I know a lot of ladies that in electrical engineering and so forth. So a lot of the ratio now is maybe 30 60, or maybe 35 55. But
That is.
a lot
Yeah.
of women going to 10 now, and
Yeah. It's getting there. You know.
yeah,
There's a lot of improvement on that for sure.
yeah.
Is
So
it?
that, yeah, yes, sir.
I was gonna throw in a quick question there before you leave. Is it a fair assessment to say one must be brilliant in math to adventure into technology, the area of technology? Is that a fair assessment though?
No, I don't think it's a fair assessment. Because technologies now, some like for example, if you go into IT, specifically, and you don't go to, or as you go do the the models are the when you go to computer engineering
Right.
specifically, then you're gonna do hard mathematics because it got a lot of mathematics. You have
Right.
four series and they are all difficult mathematics, right? So I mean, but if you just go into tech and you want to go do, for example, IT, you want to go do security, you want to go do a different kind of engineering level, or maybe engineering management. Also, you won't have to do a lot of mathematics. You do a little, but you can still go to TED without doing a lot of mathematics. But if you go to the models of those different branches, like you want to go to electrical, you want to go to power, you want to go to control. Oh yes, definitely. You have to mechanical, civil engineering. You got to do a lot of mathematics. Computer, yes, you got to do a lot of mathematics and very high class mathematics, high level mathematics. So it's not a fair share. People can go to TED without, you don't have to be a mathematician or maybe uh, got that class math knowledge before you go to tech these days. I mean, engineering is holistic now. Engineering is a broader field that different applications now exist. You don't have to like before. Oh yes, definitely, because engineering. You just need to say computer engineering. So before you get to the RT and kind of things, go to you start going to data communication. Yes, definitely you go into computer engineering, right? So you do a lot of mathematics. So, but now, yes, it's not a fair judgment for you to say you have to know maths or you got to know mathematics before you go to engineering. You can go there without, or at least you should know the basic. Yeah, engineering, you will still do calculation. How you will do coding, you got to do all your coding. You got to do, but so you have to even know your algebra very well. You have to know the calculus, all the kind of stuff. If you don't do all the high class math, you have to know the basic from high school, from the first level, freshman level, engineering maths. Calculus one, calculus two. At least you can start to. You don't have to go to calculus variation, doing all the high maths, or power series and transient. No, you don't have to reach that level, but you have to know the basics.
Yeah. I think because I think it's not a fair assessment at all. I've been in IT for quite a while, and I can't even remember burning my head to do something called. I have not even talked about that. So, and one beautiful thing about in the Western world, in the US, here, they don't try to strain your brain to see what you know. If you need to do a calculation, go on the calculator and calculate that. The other one is perfection, make sure things are done correctly. So uh, math is just not part of it. You're not. There are a lot of areas in IT that you're not even going to see math your whole life if you're going to go there. So it's not a fair assessment in general. That's what I'm trying to put through here.
No, it's not. It's not a fair assessment. It's
You know,
specifically in a modern tech field where you have a lot of applications now exist. You can go to tech without. Uh, but let me say this: technology as a whole, mathematics is a good thing too because it's enlarge your horizon, your understanding of doing things, and specifically you guys who that in IT, all of the codings and blah blah blah. You have to know a little bit of algebra, blah blah blah. You know what you do there, and you have to know some corrupt coding, and you have to know some binary numbers and that kind of stuff because you have to know 1110011 1100010 all the one and that mathematics that digital, but you need to know the binary numbers so you'll be able to confuse you whatever you're doing.
okay. Here's my thing here. I know when I got into when I was in college, I went to college for networking, all right, and system security. Yes, we had to figure out, hey, this subnetting and all of that. But since I started working in IT, there was not a day where I was asked to, really calculate anything because if I had to do subnetting, right on the website, the subnetting calculator is right there. Because when you're implementing any, let's say you already had an infrastructure in place and they say, okay, we're opening this new office in the West. We want 30 computers over there. All I need to figure out is how many computers you want on there. That tells me what to use or how to determine the subnet. Okay, I need /27 to provide for me. Okay, so yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah,
Whoever is responsible for allocating that resource can say, okay, if you're using /27, we'll give you this amount of IP addresses. That means how many computers can we have in that building? And that tells me, okay, if you have up to 30 IP addresses, that means you can have up to 30 computers that that would be on the LAN, the local area network. Okay, that's the local area network. That's just it. That means you can wire up to that amount. You will have 30 IP addresses. You bring 30 devices. That's it. You cannot go above them. And as a matter of fact, that information, as a matter of fact, is really wrong because when I say 30 is inaccurate because you have your broadcast and you have your default gateway. those two are not going to be used, but the usable IP addresses are going to be the ones in the middle of it. But
Yeah.
for me to
Yes.
fix
So
this,
one second before I leave, I agree with you, Julia. But you
Mhm.
see, the mathematics, although your high school maths and other pre-mathematics you did in college,
Mhm.
that gave you that real understanding of logic. The logic, engineering or technology is just is the logic. We use mathematics to enlarge that understanding, logical understanding. What we do in engineering, you may not all of the high class mathematics, some of the jobs you will not see it. Maybe
Mhm.
you may not see that, but it gives you that clear understanding how to navigate or whatever device or whatever system you're going to work with. So the logic is the one you use mathematics to get that kind of logical understanding of what your engineering practice and for example you was even even if you can understand numbers or index, for example, we use let's just say for example 10 to the positive 3 that's 10 to the positive 3 and over 10 to the negative 3, that logic, that index. So if you have the kind of a system a little mathematics, you can manipulate it and get that logic up, understanding and do what you can do. But it's logic, the logic of understanding to brighten your understanding. That's why people do math and engineering because of technology, because the mathematics is good too. Because if you are not understanding your high school math, you and Eric over there, it will be a little bit. You might get into the security, cyber security, and other security area, but the actual IT in computer, you need that logic. You need that logic. So you need a little. That's
Okay.
why always, yeah.
Okay. So Eric,
Yeah.
let's hear from you. At what point can we start to incorporate the idea of IT, making this feel just like politics in Liberia? Let me just bring it down to the simplest, right?
Sure.
How can we present IT as it is done with politics in Liberia so that the young people can see reason to not just look at politics as the only source of income or to earn riches? How can we make IT to be that diamond, that glorified ring that everyone wants to be a part of? How can we actually get that idea spread across the nation, Liberia? Where can we start? How do
I,
we start?
Yeah, I think Jesus is, like here, even everywhere around the world, government is always behind the private sector. Government is not going to lead anything at all. You know, so for example, in the US here, the private sector will get very accustomed to a particular technology before it rolls into the government. So government always be on the second end of things. So my thing, my understanding is that we have to sell that to the people meaning the Liberian people and in the private sector to be able to see that implementing technology will help their businesses get a lot of profit will help their businesses get a lot of employee will increase their bottom line and then Liberian people will also know that with technology they'll get a lot of employment, a lot of job opportunities, a lot of self-employment, a lot of businesses will flourish. You'll be able to sell a lot, you'll be able to reach a lot of customers, international, even locally as well too. So I think the best way for us to do that is to make sure that we sell the idea that technology is there to help the country, to help the individuals to succeed, private sector, governmental or sector to succeed as individuals. That's the best way to approach that. We have to sell that by going there, creating awareness to the people to be able to understand exactly how beneficial it is. But right now, there's no benefit that people can look at and say, why should I want to invest, into technology? But for example, let's say the Ministry of Foreign Affairs can probably be very effective in processing the passports. People don't have to even be in Liberia to process the passport. They can be right in the US here and then pay the money, log on, create accounts, and get a passport, even mailed to them. So that alone is a resource generator. So for people are now realizing these things, how helpful they are. For example, to go, go to get your go to the airport, you gotta stay online. There's no way to check in ahead of time before you get to the airport. All those things, little time that you spend that you are not, you're not staying in line for your whole life is helpful. So the only way we can progress is to sell the idea that technology is actually beneficial for the country, for the private sector, and for individuals. Because, as I said, right now in Liberia, people can watch YouTube for a long time, but they out of data. That alone is a complete vulnerability. There's no way that we can progress. Like, who can teach anybody what, without going on YouTube and watch something. Like for us in the USA, or in the developed world, we just go online and study something, learn about it, and it becomes part of us. But that is not applicable, back home. So it's just a matter of, being able to sell the idea to the people.
So
Yeah,
somebody actually, River says asked a question. Oh, I'm sorry, Nelson. Quickly, River says asked a question. River says he actually posed two good questions here that hopefully we can address before we leave.
So
Because like we said, we plan on being here for an hour. It's Mother's Day. We will not keep everybody on here. I know we got to go celebrate the Mother's Day, but
so
River says asked a lot of Indian folks are into tech support. I wonder why, and then follow up with that question. He said there are an estimated 28% of women into tech support. Why are they not attracted to that career? Or which career? I mean, tech support in itself is a part of IT. So they are just providing maybe at the entry level because they're two they're actually two stages. We have what we will actually three tech support where you do it from the help desk level, the constant call that you guys would place in, and a lot of time, I would say almost 80% of IT technical, those who are technical. Again, like I said, being in IT does not necessarily means you must be technical. All right, you don't. There are people in IT who are not technical. They're just there. They have specific things that they deal with. You have project managers in IT. They'll tell you, say, I work in IT, but they're doing project management. There are people in IT who are simply just there to do health check. They do health check and health management of the system. They consider themselves as IT. They're not
compliance.
technical. Right, compliance. There you go. All
okay.
right.
So
So
yeah, so as Eric was saying, let me just I will come to 1 minute. I will come to answer one of the questions Riverside Pro. But before then, no, politics and technology are two different things. You cannot combine technology with politics because anyway we say all humans are political animals. But if you have a professional work to do, uh, you have to do it. Like some during the elections, uh, a former student of mine, one of my former students, he works in LEC. I will not call his name for security purposes. He said, "Oh, Prof, when I smart with Tuto yo, we the one was trying to sabotage it here. When you put this other system on, cut it off. I cut it off. So I told him, I said that thing talking that nonsense. So you go to the LEC to sabotage government because you don't like the other government. That's not a professional way. You did not go to school. Even some of the fundamental courses I taught you, I didn't tell you anything or stuff, and I, I did not tell you anything that you will go and be cutting people's system off because you on a political side. Okay, now you can combine the two things. People look, politics is different from doing your professional job. Even those that even the government appoint, once they appoint you as a technician, as a technical person, as a technocrat, you put your political time to do politics, you will do politics. But you must do that job because anything short, if in this country you live here and you guys working in tech here, if you go contrary with with your job preparation or description and go do different thing because you don't like XYZ or you don't like Peter or Paul, you can go to jail, you can get into trouble, you can get fired, you can get into a lot of things. a lot of things that you're not supposed to get in. So people not supposed to do it. But in Liberia, we combine politics with doing a professional job. No, it's not supposed to be that way. Pro, let me answer the question.
Thank you.
He
Yeah,
said,
answer Riverside. We're literally running out of time. Answer
yeah,
Riverside's question. Yeah.
he said Indian people, a lot of Indian forces, folks, uh, in technology into the IT stuff. Yeah, because the fact is, you see the IT companies in this country, in the Western country, like specifically America. Some of the Indian guys you see, they are not living in America here. They are in India. All right, most of them in India, they based in India. And for example, Eric and uh, qualified.
We got a caller here. Nelson, sorry, we got to interrupt you here. Caller, your name and where you calling from. Let's hear from you.
What's up, Lofa, man? This me Pro. What's up?
Hey, Riverside, bro. Welcome to the show. Happy Mother's Day to your wife and other mothers in your family. We appreciate them. We'll start off with that. Send a Mother's Day greetings to mothers you know of and you appreciate, and then we'll get into the technical part of that. I know you got a question, but let's start with that because today is Mother's Day. Let's appreciate the mothers.
Oh yeah, thank you very much for having me, Lofa. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that are watching this show throughout the world, on the continent of Africa, the United States, especially in Liberia, the great mothers. With all those mothers, we wouldn't be where we are today. We wouldn't even be on TikTok. We wouldn't even be in existence. So they are wonderful people. They are great. I see Eugenio there. I see Samuel Queen and um, you know, um, uh, Gwen and all those people that I know. Happy Mother's Day to them. Sika, yeah, happy Mother's Day, guys. You are great. God bless you. You are wonderful. You are special. You are specially made. Thank you for bringing us to life. Thank you for bringing us on this earth. We really appreciate. God bless all mothers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Uh, so my question has to do with I want to ask you guys, knowing what we know in the United States here and other parts of Africa, especially let me just bring Ghana into perspective, where a friend of mine told me that a lot of the clinics there is similar to the United States, Lofa, where you can, they already, everything is digitized, where you go there and you already got your information. They know Lofa appointment is so and so time, Lofa doctor, everything is there. As compared to Liberia, where everything is manual, where when you go to JFK, they got to open a big old ledger where they got Lofa appointment maybe 2 o'clock. So I want to ask you guys, how far behind, based on what for people who have traveled outside of the United States to other, the Ivory Coast where I lived before, and you know, things are moving. They are evolving. How far are we behind as far as information technology is concerned in Liberia? I mean, how do we catch up? What significant improvement? Why the improvement need to be made? To catch up with the rest. Not just, I don't even want to say the United States because I know it would take centuries, decades or centuries. But to even get caught up with Ghana, Nigeria, the Ivory Coast, how far are we behind, guys, when it comes to information technology in Liberia? What do we need to do to get caught up with the rest of Africa, develop Africa? That's my question.
That's a
Thank you.
great question. I mean, wonderful question. Guys, I will leave it open to you guys to whichever one of you guys want to chime in first. If not, I will jump in on there. But let me leave it open first and see.
Yeah, that's a brilliant question, Riverside. Is how far are we behind? To be honest with you, for my assessment, we have not started yet. So we have not started yet. I don't. I graduated, with my program for my program, master program, about 3 years ago. In that, my last project that I did was doing assessment. You know, what you do, scanning and do some stuff. I did a project on Liberia. I want to go into that because it's a security issue. But from what I saw, is not pleasant at all. So what I'm saying is that we have not started yet. You know, there's no system built. So without going to, for example, going to Ghana, making an appointment in a hospital and your records are already there and all those things, those are built on based on systems. The system had to be put in place. And from what I see, things they're not even get started happening yet in Liberia. So how can we get started is to have people that have the mindset to do those things. Because look, Rosa Pro, you and I here, whether or not we go back to Liberia to go live there, we cannot have them done because we are not in a position to do those things. So people that are in position, like leadership, they will have to have that mindset to be able to want to bring those things to our country. Without that, we just cannot start. Well, how far back are we? We are way, 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 way behind. We are not even started yet because, for example, I doubted that all the ministries they are all tied together. The government is not even tied together. There's no network to connect all the government or operations. So technically speaking, the entire government should be able to have our own domain and communicate internally. That's the only way we be able to do anything progressively, even in hospitals and other things, the ministries, businesses. So we have not started yet.
Okay. So I would love for Reverend Pro to be holistic, or just I wanted him to say technology as a whole. Anyway, information technology. Okay, that's good. But technology as a whole, Reverend, we are behind. Yeah, we are make a little gain, maybe let's say 10 to 15%. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's not bad. Once we can see other people live, going live and doing other things over there, telecommunications, why, and we can call them, we can send wave and other kind of things. So I mean, we have a little improvement, maybe 10 to 15%. But technologies, we are way far behind, bro. Oh, we are way far behind, as every put it. All right. I think honest. In our other shows, the other time I was telling you that I went to Liberia to collect to do my TC dissertation. I couldn't get a common network parameters. I couldn't get that information from people that work in LEC. It was they 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 ran me around and sending me from office to another office. Go so you will get it. Go so the other person will say, "Oh, wait for the another next person in charge." And they couldn't give me any information. So I got frustrated and I went back and I left the country. I went back to where I came from, where I was doing my study. So I mean, the systems, as Ed was saying, yes, we don't have that real system here that we got things that we are advanced in certain area, but we got some, we got a base. I mean, once we can do other uh, minor communications, do same way, do the other one, do people go live, have online televisions, other kind of stuff, and we try, but we got low. I mean, a far way to go. So I can just tell you, we be humble.
All right. So let me just chime in on here. Like both of you rightfully stated, we're far behind other nations around the world. And I think the reason why we're behind is because those in government purposely made it their decision to keep us behind, understanding where we started today's conversation with the idea as to why the inclusion of technology could help us transform Liberia, and it will help fight corruption. Let me answer Rivers's question directly, and hopefully I'm a little bit more concise in my response. We would not catch up with Ghana and other countries when you don't even have standards. All right, when you don't even have in addition to standards that are put in place, because these are things that you follow, and you don't have regulations. Things are not regulated. There are things when you are putting out, um, an example would be the fiber. When you're laying out fiber lines as to where they go, how they go, there are regulations that's supposed to be followed. First and foremost, you don't even have the institution that's supposed to regulate those activities functioning adequately. That would be the LTA, the Liberia Telecommunication Authority. They're supposed to be the bulldogs to make sure that some of these regulations are implemented and they are guiding all of those processes that are being put in place. How are they being implemented? Are they following? Are the vendors like the telecommunication, the the phone providers, what you call it, the media institutions, are they following those regulations? Are the standards being met? No, all of these things are not. Anybody just come and do what they want to do and get away with it. So for you to catch up with the likes of Ghana, Ivory Coast, and other places, first of all, you must actually do what we call a reverse psychology. You must address the standards, the regulations, and make sure that people are abiding by those regulations. Those standards are put in place, and people will be prosecuted if they are to just ignore all of these standards and regulations. When you start to do these things, then you will see things will start to fall in place. And that is the reason why your health information is protected. That's why you have HIPAA. For a lot of you who are in the health field, HIPAA comes into play based on regulations, based on standards that are set up. Unfortunately, in Liberia, when you have people medical information that is just provided to the public without anyone's consent. Now, how do you address these things? You must institute some kind of mechanism that will regulate these activities. Can you actually make it overnight? You need years of professional experience. You need years of sacrifices from people who believe that their sacrifices will impact the entire, the entire country, not to just get direct benefit from it. You will need the Eric Cooley. You will need the Nelson Gaga, your Titers, and other people to sacrifice their time to say, look, we will sit, we will design and implement these standards, these regulations, and we will ask that the law in itself will prosecute people. That means your legislatures will say these are considered or should be considered law, that when and if they are not obeyed, people get prosecuted. But guys, due to the fact that we're out of time, I think we should invest a little bit more time into health information technology and how we can actually implement this. And hopefully, maybe in our next conversation, we can discuss this as far as health health technology in Liberia. How can we do? How can we add this to the desire for transformation in Liberia? But River says, hopefully, we were able to answer your question. But I can go hours in discussing why we are still behind time, because first of all, you don't even have the infrastructure in place yet. That's one of your biggest problem. The infrastructure, standard regulations, all of those things are not in place, so you're still behind time, and your government is not willing to invest the resources. I just heard you guys just brought people from India to do work in Liberia that Liberians can do in the best interest of Liberia. Your president just brought people from India to do the work that's supposed to be given to Liberians, because they don't believe in us. They're disrespectful to themselves. I stop at that point and I say, guys, let's kind of close up because we have another program coming out here shortly.
Sounds good. Yeah, just to add to that before we close, Julia. So I think just to add to Robo's answer there. So the way we can start is just to start from somewhere. For example, let's say we can target a health sector. Let's target JFK, for example, and make sure that the entire hospital is digitized, that people have access to things electronically. We got to start from somewhere. So there has to be a model that people can follow. Say, okay, if I can go JFK and have this kind of organization, a technician as a technology is pushing the way it's supposed to be. Doctors have access to patient record in real time. Somebody could do the MRI, they can count 2, 3 years down the line and still have that record access, at least they have to do some kind of matter to follow. Then of course we can start from there. Then maybe the government, if JFK can do this, or the particular organization can do that, maybe we can try to incorporate it into the government. So, but we have to start from somewhere, not the entire government, at least from some kind of sector to start from there. Whether it's education sector, health sector, whatever the situation is, start from somewhere to be an example that people can follow.
Definitely. Nelson, you have anything to say in your closing statement?
Yeah, I'm just shocked to say this. We need to double down, as you were saying. The president bringing people from outside to come do the job. Uh, why some of you guys are qualified in those area, and a lot of Liberians are into tech. Into tech, they should. I mean, it's just the thing. The whole thing that killing Liberia is politics. As soon you open your eye and close your eye the next in the evening time, that politics. You open your eye in the morning, that politics. You cook your food to eat it, that politics. You won't go anywhere, that politics. So I mean, if we can reduce that the political maneuvering and focus on the issues on the development of our country, and use the Liberian themselves to develop the country, because nobody will develop that country if Liberians are not involved. All right, we know how to do it much better. We need expert people that have way educated in other areas. If they are not Liberians, but if Liberians can do those jobs, then the jobs should be given to Liberians, and Liberians will be the one to develop the country. But if we taking politics over everything, I mean, we're not going anywhere. We need to really do something. The government needs to have that interest to invest into technology. If they don't, and we stay with another 100 years to come, we'll still be to the same place. Thank you.
Thank you. So, I mean, I'm going to close here, and then Eric's going to take us home on this part of the conversation. I just want to say thanks to all of you guys that followed today. Happy Mother's Day. This section of our program is dedicated to all of the mothers out there. We do sincerely appreciate you guys for just committing yourselves to being a part of what we do, whether as children, husbands, just significant others, however you may want to term us. We appreciate you, and we say thank you. Thank you guys for taking care of our kids. When we leave the kids with you guys and go to work, you don't call us to come and change the pampers. So like I told my story, I wrote a little story about my experience yesterday at Walmart.
Yeah.
That really touched me, man. That put me to the position where I felt very much indeed appreciative of the fact that our mothers go through a lot of things that some of us can't imagine. So happy Mother's Day to all of you guys. May God bless you, and continue to do what He's doing for you guys. And I pray that God give us the heart and desire to continue to pamper you guys like we are supposed to, in appreciation of what you have done for us. Thank you guys. Happy Mother's Day again. We appreciate you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Julia. I think you already said everything. Happy Mother's Day to everybody around the world. It was great having you, listen to our program. Again, the day was dedicated to you. And next week, for sure, we're going to have the 4 panelists here to talk about the technical issue that are affecting Liberia. That's what the show is about. And we hope to do that on the next show.
Thank you, guys. So we will play the what is the Sweet Mother song, and then we'll call it a night because we got to get out of here. The other guys are literally breathing down our throats. But again, it was a great show. Eric will be back. I'll give you a call right after the show, Eric. I need to talk to you. All right, boss man? All right, bro. All right.
Yep.
Sasa Rockaville Jazz presenting you Sweet Mother. Sweet Mother, I no go forget you for the suffer where you suffer for me. Sweet Mother, I no go forget you for the suffer where you suffer for me. Stop, 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 make you no cry again. Oh. When I want sleep, my mother go bed me. She go lie me well for bed. She cover me cloth, say make you sleep, sleep, my pikin. Oh. When I dey hungry, my mother go run up and down. She dey find me something when I go chop. Sweet mother, sweet mother, oh, so mama, sweet mother. When I dey sick, my mother go cry. She go say instead when I go die, make she die. She go beg God, God help me, my baby.
Good night, guys.